Hello, welcome. Can you guys hear me? Is the sound working? Did I remember to plug it in? Because that has been an issue in the past. Sweet. How's the music? How's the music volume? Cool, cool, cool. Welcome in. Yeah, so we are playing Raph and Leo, sibling rivals. Basically, two combats. If it's first combat of the turn, untap one or two attacking creatures. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. So yeah, I had actually played some Aurelia last week. I was messing with the equipment build, and oh boy, that's a rough one in today's economy. But I had started thinking that like creature Aurelia is probably the way to go, but this is this is going to have a lot of overlap to that deck. So I thought it'd be fun to check out Raph and Leo instead. And I'm going to finish building up the deck here, probably in 10 more minutes or so, and then we'll jump into a game. Get some Adriana. I feel like this deck needs an Inferno Titan. I don't get to run enough Inferno Titan anymore. Ooh, a fun one. Nope, apparently we don't have that one. Oh, do we? No, I don't think we're going to need that. Norna is just always good. I don't think this is really a Cathar's Crusade deck. You know what would be really cool in this deck, though? What's it called? Citadel Siege? What bracket am I targeting is a fantastic question. I didn't truly think about that beforehand. I'll be honest with you, the difference between bracket 3 and 4 in actual gameplay sense is not significant, in my opinion. I think it's technically bracket 3 right now. I've got an Ancient Tomb, I've got Jessica's Will. We have Teferis? Yeah, we got Teferis, so technically it's bracket 3 right now. I guess we'll try to stay within bracket 3, so I won't add Smothering Tide and stuff like that. Yeah, we'll start with bracket 3. I haven't played the deck yet. Generally I try to start in the middle with things, and then, you know, if I feel like there's room for it to progress, then try to go harder with it. But that is an important question to ask in this day and age, though. One that I'm not necessarily geared up to think about all the time. Ooh, Tori could be interesting for this deck. Have you guys played much of the Ninja Turtle stuff? This is literally my first time looking at it. I started like checking out some of the cards the other night, but I really haven't touched much of it at all. Where is... Come on. Magic Online is so slow. So slow. Mobilize? The old token Mobilize? Why is this DF? Nope, that didn't get me where I wanted to go. There we go. All right, everyone start naming like cool on attack trigger creatures, because I kind of forget what a lot of them are. It's been a long time since I've played a deck like this. Oh, really, Exemplar could be cool for this deck too. Mural is probably the most ridiculous thing that's ever existed. Hadn't seen that art. Lelia. Prophetic Flame Speaker. Oh, the mechanic mobilize. Do I even memorize the... Do I even know the mobilize mechanic? Whenever this creature attacks, create 3 tapped and attacking 1/1. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be solid. That would be solid. I've decided not to go token focus, but you could definitely do that with this deck. The token options for this deck are fantastic. So the frame of this deck, I started from an Aurelia, the Law Above deck, which was a token deck. So there's probably still a few things I gotta cut here, but yeah, the token stuff would work really well with this commander. Alright, let's Alright, anyone got any other cool creatures before we start getting into cuts? Got Sun Titan, Inferno Titan, got a bunch of really cool 4-drops. Try to take it easy on the 5-drops. Took it easy on the 6-drops. Got an Elish Norn at 7, because it's pretty disgusting. There's probably some stuff I can get rid of. Veteran Armaments is cute, but there are no soldiers in this deck officially. We could probably get rid of Fighter Class. Yeah, I'll get rid of Fighter Class. I'm trying to go low equipment, so one of the big problems is that this trigger is targeted, which means protection from red or protection from white from a sword is going to cause you problems. And is going to get kind of weird. And it's not that you can't run it, but it will get weird sometimes. So I figure just try to avoid that scenario altogether. I like Skyclave, but we have things to pump it up. Okay, yeah, with things to pump it up, I think that's fine. Windcrag, yeah, let's see. We need less 3-drops and less 4-drops. That is for sure. That is for sure. Let me just check. few of the things I want to check out. Oh, right, yeah. Get a Pulse Mage Advocate in here. Hello. Welcome in. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Been busy, but I'm doing pretty good, so that there have definitely been worse points in my life, so no news is good news, right? How badly do we need that? Oh, you want me to, what's that called? Horn of the Mark? Yeah, I think Horn of the Mark is going to be good here. Okay, yeah, let's start getting into cuts. I'm going to try to keep as many of these new cards as possible, just having not seen them yet. It's nice to have those in the deck. Let's see. That's a cool one. Whenever Tori attacks, all attacking creatures you control get 1/0 until end of turn. Or 1/1 until end of turn. Red creatures gain trample and untap each other white attacking creature. I might cut this. It's always like a little bit less good than I want it to be. I'm going to cut Hero of Bladehold. It is very good. It's pretty good, isn't it? I'm going to cut Hero of Bladehold. I know exactly what Hero of Bladehold does. Like, you should probably run Hero of Bladehold, but I'd like to just look at a couple other things instead. Bunch of Thopters. Thopters can be annoying for a lot of stuff, so I guess I like the Thopters. Swords, Reconnaissance, Paladin class, Land Tax, Esper Sentinel. Probably use a couple less 3-drops in here. Yeah, we'll cut the Skyclave. It's all right, and it's definitely solid, but the thing is, you need to get that pumped up before it's really going to be. It's basically a removal spell until you can like put some size on it. And I don't have actually don't have Hearth and Home in this deck because of the red-white the protection thing. So we'll see what happens with it. I mean, it's the type of thing that eventually over time you probably add it in because it's just really good. I'm gonna cut War Leader's Call, as good as it is. There's other stuff I want. I want to get what's it called? What's the new fervor? It's the one from Lord of the Rings. Because I feel like I want haste on a lot of stuff. Oh, the Fire Crystal's a fun card. What is the name of that card? It's going to come back to me. Rising of the Day, that's the one. One Rising of the Day, I think I want a Flowering of the White Tree also. Just get a little bit of protection for our stuff. Yeah, get a little bit of ward, a little extra power. You'll like all that. Okay, 104. Yep, let's get back on cutting duty. So we need to cut 5 cards. How's the lands? Yeah, we'll check out the lands in a second after. You know what card could actually be strangely good in this deck? A Crowan Hoplite. When it attacks, it gets plus X plus 0, where X is the number of attacking creatures you control. Typically, it's going to be best for like token decks, but because we can do that twice, that's a very cheap mana creature that can get pretty large. Okay, getting back on cuts. I'm going to cut Loyal Apprentice. I know it would be solid. It would be a very solid card. But I'm trying to get away from the tokens thing just a little bit. Krenko gets ridiculous, so we'll keep that one. Adeline is also ridiculous. I like Guardian of Faith, but we have a decent amount of protection. I mean, a deck like this, you could probably never truly run enough protection, but on the other hand, most people don't run that much removal anymore. So I played a couple games the other night, and I think I was the only person running removal. Yeah, definitely need to come down on the 4 drops a little bit. How's our keyword situation? I don't think it's that great. Though even like just flying would be pretty good. That's double strike. I can actually see a situation where we just like don't have that many keywords in play. So like, I mean, I guess even one keyword's on. Yeah, I'm gonna cut Odric. Just because our keyword situation isn't the best right now. Although maybe, I don't know, maybe go the other way on that where it's like, yeah, then you only need 1 flyer to give the whole team flying. Adriana pumps the team. That one does a bunch of interesting things. That's a crazy card. Norn, Vanquish. We could use, what's it called? Final Showdown. That is a ridiculous piece of removal. How badly do we truly need Norn? I mean, it's good. We have to get to 7 mana, though. I'm going to cut Norn. I'm not completely convinced that we'll be able to support that kind of mana right off the bat. Oh, we already have Final Showdown. Love that. It's 1 extra cut. I'm thinking, for this deck, I'm thinking, like, because it's a go wide, I'm definitely thinking about, like, breaking through. So let's check our breakthrough cards. Winds of Abandon, if you overload it, is basically removes all blockers. We like that. Chroma's Will removes blockers. A little bit of trample. Bond of Discipline removes blockers. Can gain you a ton of life too, which I like. Taunt from the Ramparts can remove blockers. I like that. Hello, hello. Okay, 3 to go. How's our card draw? We have a lot of, like, conditional card draw, which may not be the best thing that's ever existed. That we definitely want. Is Glimmer Lens good enough? I mean, I feel like it should be. Definitely don't want to cut more card draw, that's a thing. So with this, would we make a token, or would we use the trigger twice? If it's the first combat of the turn, you get 2 of that trigger. It is still the first combat, so you get combat, but you don't get the untap. You know, I haven't really used Windcrag Siege that much, which is interesting. I guess I haven't been playing a ton since it came out. I've been playing very... When I have played, it's been very limited in specific decks, so... Yeah, maybe this isn't the Pulse Mage Advocate deck. We just go, what's it called? Avernus. Still 3 cuts to go. I like Dismantling Wave. This deck needs a Durgar Head Mage. We can live without a Settle the Wreckage, I think. Bring in the Hedge Mage. Man, we're down to 25 creatures. That is disappointing, actually. I was trying to keep the creature count in this deck a little bit higher. What can we get rid of? It makes me sad, but I think Veteran Armaments might be the card. I feel like I think it just kind of doesn't do enough. Plus, we get that same effect if we upgrade this thing all the way. The problem is finding enough mana to upgrade this thing all the way. Which actually raises an interesting question. How do we get big mana in this deck? I know it's not like a big mana deck per se, but, you know, the fastest way to win a game is still just generate tons of mana. I mean, the Heb, classic, right? Also, this deck needs boots. Let's get ourselves in the Heb. And some boots. Burgee. I don't... This deck isn't, like, set up in a way to really take advantage of Burgee, I don't think. Surveil lands, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, we need to check on the lands here in a bit, the mana base in this deck. It's probably older. I remember Elegant Parlor. Is there another Boros Surveil land? What's that card? Sundering Eruption? Yep, we seem to be going up in card count, which is not ideal. Which means 26 creatures is about where I want to be. Let's start separating stuff into piles. So that's all removal. Let's see, what else are we doing? Let's figure out how much ramp we have. I have a tendency to run too much ramp. It's a thing that happens quite a bit. Let's make creatures. Creature pile. Creature pile. Enchantment pile. Spells pile. We got too many piles. Okay, so that's card draw. This one will be ramp. Removals over here. More removal. Sentinel is card draw. Nope, wrong pile. Ramp, ramp. Card draw. Boots. Creature. Mana. No, just put these in the spells pile. Alright, what do we got here? Creatures, removal. Let's see, more creatures. These are both ramp. I think I'm going to cut Windcrag. Because they're not... I don't really care about the tokens. And that trigger gets a little weird. If you don't have Vigilance, then things get strange. And we have, like, just too many, like, spells and pump effects, enchantments, and stuff like that. So, need less of those. Okay. Here's what we're looking at. 13 pieces of ramp. Oh, no, that doesn't go there. That goes here. That is ramp, ramp. Yep, okay. Okay, so 12 pieces of ramp. It's a little bit less than I like. 10 pieces of card draw, not counting creatures that draw cards, is actually decent for a deck like this. This 13 pile right here is probably... This needs to come down just a little bit, I think. Oh, I like all of these cards. Very much. I like all of these cards a lot. Is it gonna be Brave the Sands for the 1 millionth time in a row, getting cut right before going to a game? I always put land tax and tithe in the ramp pile and just consider it mana production, right? So it's the mana production pile, even though it's not like specifically ramp, right? And so my general thing with like a red and white deck has been usually about 13 pieces of ramp and like 2 tithe, land tax, gift of estates type cards is usually about right for most scenarios. If you wanted to run a third one for like a big mana deck, that's fine. But anyway, when I total up the lands and the ramp plus mana producing cards, that's usually a number around about 50 cards, right? Anywhere between like 47 and 52, depending on the deck, is what like the total mana production package comes to. So I always include it with the lands, right? Or with the ramp stuff, even though it's not specifically ramp. Yeah, I would love to get rid of something out of this pile. Rising of the Day is too good. Teferi's is too good. Kabira's too good. That's got to stay. Those are lands. Boots. Flowering's pretty good. I mean, Brave the Sands or Paladin class are the weakest cards. I guess Bond of Discipline is the most, I don't know. For a go-wide deck, Bond of Discipline's pretty good. I think it's going to be Paladin class because we don't really truly have great ways to make all the mana for Paladin class to get to that last ability. Like, Neheb is, I think, the only way we'll ever get to that ability. This deck just... Because I don't have a Feast and Famine, I don't have a Reaver Cleaver, I don't have those type of things in here right now. So yeah, I think it's going to be Paladin class. And I think Brave the Sands is too valuable for this deck. This is actually the deck where you really, truly want it. But I do love me some Paladin class. It's just, it's an interesting card. It's one of those cards that, like, never usually best in slot, but it's just kind of good at a bunch of different things and gives you, you know, I like the spells during your turn, cost opponents 1 more. That can mess opponents up if they're not paying attention. And with, like, how short people's attention spans are and how crazy board states get now, it's a really easy thing to forget that. We can totally still build a strong deck with less game changers, just saying, yeah, we can make it bracket 2 if we wanted, but I generally aim for bracket 3, even though bracket 3 is like, it is really truly like just bracket 3 is kind of the wild, wild west. Bracket 4, you know what you're getting. Bracket 2, I think you have a generally pretty good idea of what you're getting. Bracket 3 is just all over the place. Okay, we got one from there. We can actually cut a couple lands. So we have 3 dual face cards, I think. Sajiri, Kabira, and Sundering. Yep, okay. So 3 of those. We can cut some lands. Ideally, I want to cut colorless lands. I used to run a lot more colorless lands back in the day, and I think that is getting harder and harder to do with just how fast. I guess we have Nykthos in the deck also, which can make a little bit of extra mana. Slayer's Stronghold. The 2-0 is nice. Yeah, we just don't make mana in a way that Slayer's Stronghold's gonna do what we want it to, I think. Wimbra's Kites could actually still be decent with this deck. So that's 37 total lands currently. Core Haven's interesting. It is colorless. The next 2 things I would cut are probably Hangware Battlements and Core Haven. I'm gonna go Flamekin Village over Hangware Battlements. I like the mana, the colored mana. Yeah, I still build my decks like it's 2018. I'm aware. By all means, how do you propose that I make excessive mana with this deck? The head feels like a good option to me. Yeah, I could probably cut the Misfail Plains. $33, that puts us at 36 lands. We have a decent card draw. Excessive mana still wins games. Plus, I still like to go bigger than most people, right? Like, I'm not... Many players out there are trying to win the game with 3 drops. I'm not necessarily trying to win the game with 3 drops. I have an Inferno Titan and a Sun Titan in this deck. Why? Because I like those cards, right? I don't know what you're talking about anymore. Is Kasha's Welcome good enough? What do we have for, what is it? It's mana value 3 or less. Let's check on our creatures. How many actual 3 or less creatures do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... Takasha's Welcome and our commander. Whenever one or more creatures you control with mana value 3 or less only once each turn. I would cut this except for our commander triggers it, which means it is probably just good enough to stay. Okay, back to this pile. No, I'm not running Facebreaker. I just never really adopted that card. Not saying it's bad, I just never really started putting it in decks for some reason. Okay, we still need to lower this pile. Yeah, it's a it's a treasure per combat that I get. We are removal light. That is a thing in this moment. I guess there's a couple removal creatures. I know we have Durgar. We'll go back to mana value. We have entirely too many 2-drops. I am going to get rid of... Glimmer Lens seems decent. That's probably the Hoplite. Makes me sad. The Hoplite has a very low ceiling on how good it actually gets. Our card draw might be good enough. If you pump this thing up, it gets nasty. Like, it gets super, super nasty, so that's kind of why it's in here. Typically, I use this for when you put a sword in X and Y. It's really good with swords of X and Y, but we have a number of things in the deck that can start pumping stuff up, and even with just a little bit of power, this thing does a lot of damage. Yeah, we could... A 2-drop and a 3-drop would probably be correct cuts. You want really a token or go wide from your curve. It's go wide-ish. Yeah, mono white card draw is still tough. Boros card draw is actually not in a terrible place. Like there's a number of creatures in the deck that impulse draw extra cards, so I'm not so worried about all of that. It's really the other stuff in the deck that I really want to try to cut. Spells and artifacts and things. This can't be correct, but I am going to cut Bitterthorn. We're at 36 lands in the deck. The flips. It's probably on the tighter side. Ideally, one more would be good. All creatures you have double strike. Yeah, double strike's pretty good. I think we can get rid of Enrage Raphael. Yeah, that gets rid of... Oh, that immediately makes me feel better about things. Okay. I think I want to get one more land in the deck. Is Mary in here? Yeah, Mary's in the deck. Ooh, we got an Iganjo. What's our mode for Citadel Siege? Cons. So you go to combat, you get 2 counters. You go back to combat, you get 2 more counters. Basically, in one turn, something becomes giant. And one more cut. Let's see. Lelia, maybe? Like, she's okay. But if there's a blocker, you, like, can't attack with this card, and that always becomes tricky. Pinnacle Monk? The Witch? Oh, yeah, I know. I'm gonna cut Lelia. I mean, she pumps herself. Yeah, still... Without evasion, Lelia gets weird. Okay, we have a deck. Bracket 3, no less, no infinite. Okay, cool. Seems like a good game. Here we go. Raph and Leo. Sibling rivals. Hydration station. All right, opening hand is bad. Mulligan that into 2 lands. If we draw a 3rd land, it's fine. If we don't, we're in big trouble. That's a Kenrith. Gross. I don't know what that is. It's got too much text. And Gadrick. Okay, this all seems disgusting. Yeah, start praying. Start praying. Because I like what's in our hand otherwise. Card draw, more card draw, removal, haste. Those are all things to like. But if we get stuck, it's going to be really bad. And there's no ramp in our hand currently. Battle Hymn is not what we need in this moment. Felia blinks a non-land permanent till end step. Oh yeah, I think I saw this at some point. I feel like that deck gets kind of wild. Most blink decks do, I guess. So for context of our deck, can reset counters on a big guy. Yeah, that's good to keep in mind. That is good to think about. Boots can help with that. Nope, that's not what we needed. We'll go Flowering first, I guess. Oh, the boots are going to get awkward because this is a targeted ability. I really wish this said choose. Targeting things gets weird nowadays. With all the swords, especially red-white. With the swords, if you're running boots, might be a reason to put Swifties instead of Greaves in this deck. Tithe off the top would be sick. Flash flying, whenever an opponent draws that second card each turn, you draw a card. Nick those for opponent, problem in the late game. Gonna swing our way, yep. Come on, land. It's a Surveil land. It's maybe not exactly the one we wanted, but it's a land. Surveil isn't the worst thing we can do right here, though. Tithe is a beautiful card. Keep that on top. Get the boots. Okay, so we should get to play Magic unless someone mills us one. And that would be terrible. Getting worried for a minute that we were not going to get to play Magic. What's all this? Landfall whenever land control, put a +1 counter on target creature. Yeah, seems good. Double the number of counters on each creature you control. Yep. Seems strong. With a hardened scales? Cool. So, looks like they're in on the +1/+1 counters theme. Opponent not interested in that. Rapid hybridize. Yeah, I mean, the landfall on that seems like it just... That's a lot of free value. Ooh, a Maze of Ith. Gross. At least we have Boots. Boots are good against the Maze, but Boots also have a tendency to get shot a lot. People start throwing spot removal around. Tithe and Monument or Tithe and Takasha's Welcome? It's a great question. That is... I'm thinking Takasha's Welcome because I kind of want to get the value. Right now we have... Well, I guess Tithe gives us 2 lands. Maybe it is Tithe Monument. Yep. Blinking starts already. How many creatures did we actually cut? Yeah, we did cut a few more than I wanted. 24. I was hoping to be around 27, 28, to be honest with you. Phantasmal Image. Interesting blue deck so far. Here's the weirdness on Tithe. We're only going to get 1 land off of it. And that is unfortunate. Unless the blue player drops a land right here, which it doesn't look like they have. This would become 2 mana with the Monument in play. So, let's see. There's the Tithe. Yeah, it is highly unfortunate that no one has a 4th land. So now the question is, Tithe for 1, like, technically puts us ahead, but it doesn't do exactly all of the things that I would hope. You know, like, getting 2 lands off this would be so much better. But it's also like, do we want... I don't want to fall behind necessarily. I think... Get the Plateau. Play the Plateau. I think I'm going to go Takasha's Welcome. You control with mana value 3 or less. Enter. Ooh, interesting. Oh, Ketra's Monument triggers the Takashas. Ah, that's spicy. Okay, so if we have 4 mana... if for some reason we drew a land off the top next turn, in theory we could do both. So I'll go Oketra's Monument, I guess, then. But if we don't do that, no, let's go Takashi. If we don't draw the land, yeah, let's play for that instead. If we don't draw the land, then we just cast our commander, we draw a card. And the turn following that, we can cast this, which makes a trigger. No, we didn't get the Oketras. Okay. Yep. So, yeah, okay. I forgot that I play blue much differently than other random. I'm still running Impulse. What up, Echo? Yeah, blue's an interesting color. There was quite a period of time that, like, I don't know, the biggest problem with blue is that if you wanted to play blue fairly in Commander, I think it was kind of bad. Playing unfair blue is generally pretty good. And so, like, blue has this propensity to just, like, always kind of want to do unfair things. And if you wanted to make a blue deck that wasn't just heinous, then it always seemed like it was pretty challenging to do. You finished building Raphael the Muscle and Leonardo the Balance as a Boros Tokens deck an hour ago. Oh, yeah? Have you had a chance to play it yet? One of the things that kind of bothers me a little bit is that they use the same character names on so many different cards. It makes it difficult to remember which card does what, right? There's like 5 Leonardos and 5 Raphaels, and that is just inherently confusing. Like, I really wish they made it a small set and there was like 1, maybe 2 versions of each character. Tomorrow is your commander day? Nice. I gotta look them up. I don't truly know them all by name. Raphael the Muscle. Which one's this? This is double all damage that creatures you control with counters on them would deal. Create a mutagen token. Partner, character select. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that seems pretty good. And which one, Leonardo? Which one? The Balance. Where's the Balance? Okay, so that one's 5 color. Whenever a token you control enters, you may put a +1/+1 counter on each creature. Do this only once. Creatures you control gain menace, trample, lifelink. Yeah, it seems really good. That seems like it should be a pretty good deck. If you don't get mana screwed or anything like that, I think you'll be in great shape. We did not catch that land. However, this actually isn't terrible. So we can go Oketras and then Luminarch, as long as we don't get counterspelled. Get the Luminarch Aspirant. Make a token. Takasha's welcome. We draw. Come on, land. Soul Ring is close enough to a land. Opponent will get to draw a card. You have no way in that deck to activate the 5-color ability, and it's purely Boros. You can do Cascading Cataracts and the other land that does the same thing as Cascading Cataracts if you're not looking to completely destroy your mana base. Put the boots on the Aspirant. I mean, do you attack the Kenrith or the blue player? Kenrith doesn't have open mana, so that seems like it might be a good call. So, This is an interesting card that I wish I had been running in Aurelia sooner. I don't actually know what year it came out. I'll look that up in a second. Actually not that long. So what? Zendikar on... No, New Capenna. New Capenna Commander was its first release. So I guess I hadn't played that much Aurelia after that point. But, yeah, anything with extra combats, that's a lot of just, like, free value. And things that scale without you having to spend mana are really good. See, like, Great Sword of Tyr was a very interesting card that I was running for a while. And actually, probably a card that can go in this deck. Right? Just because, like, tapping stuff down, get rid of the blocker, and slowly increase the size of your things. I mean, 2 a turn. Actually, it's probably... That probably needs to go in the deck, honestly. Like, those, you know, those little things like that can really do a lot early in the game here. Even sometimes late, like after a board wipe. After a board wipe, a lot of times people rebuild. They might only have like 1 or 2 creatures, and you know maybe only one of them is a good blocker. So you get rid of the good blocker, and then you can keep doing what you're doing. Reach and trample. Yep, more X counters on stuff. Yep. Mana Gorge or Hydra. Does this need to attack? Yes, this needs to attack. So we have a couple of plays lined up for this turn. We could go Commander, do some attacking, get some triggers. Get some things pumped up. Isn't the worst idea I've ever heard. The green deck... Is that a Mana Gorge or... Yeah, God. Not Mana Gorge or Hydra. I would say that this card is probably undervalued relative to the way games are played now. Because just like everything is just value, value, value. And so if people are casting multiple spells a turn, this thing gets giant. I'm not thrilled about where this Lauren is probably going to end up going. We have a lot of enticing artifacts and enchantments in play. But hopefully they shoot the target, the hardened scales. Yeah, nice. They go after the hardened scales. Although, okay. Lauren presents a problem in that it's going to be blinked a lot and also blow up our things. Yeah, don't like that. Yeah, this deck is light on removal, which is unfortunate. Yep, opponent attacking with everything. Okay, thankfully they decide to blink the gain in life draw card one. I'd rather they do that. The Lauren thing will be an issue soon, though. Man, I miss playing Adriana. I need an Adriana deck in paper. I don't think I've ever actually had one. I've played her online a ton. If someone wanted to like go through and total up commanders that I've played the most, Adriana would probably be in like maybe the top 7, top 5, top 7. She showed up a number of times on the channel and with many different builds. Have I added Kirill into your Aurelia decks? No, I gotta look at Kirill. I have mostly been in retirement for a few months. Tap 2 untapped creatures you control. Copy target triggered ability. Oh, that seems ridiculous. Yeah, that seems absolutely ridiculous. Aurelia trigger on the stack. Tap 2 of your creatures. Copy the Aurelia trigger. Is that infinite? You may choose to activate only once each turn. Okay. It's not infinite, but that seems ridiculous. Guys, I played Aurelia Weapons of War the other day. I wasn't on stream. That deck is really tough now. Like, in a game like this, it would probably be okay, but in a game, most of the games I played the other day, someone has a Soul Ring, everyone's off to the races. You literally do not have enough time to, like, get a 2-drop, equip a sword, and try to get some value. Like, the game plays out so fast. This is actually, of the, like, 5 or so games I've played this week, this one's actually the slowest, in that it's turn 6 and no one's about to win the game yet. And these were all bracket 3 games. Quote unquote. Like, that deck needs, you know, just a couple turns to get going, right? You need to get to about turn 4, turn 5 before you can get your equipment and everything online, and games are just too fast for that now. It's really disappointing. I would say that something like Rayav or one of the, what's his name? The 4-mana guy there, that's nasty. Any of the, like, really equipment-centric Boros commanders are probably going to be much better suited to that strategy. Getting free equips or double strike on a creature. Waiting 6 is super important. Waiting 6 mana to get Aurelia into play is just so slow. It's so slow. There is a land. We like that. The next thing I think we want to try to find is probably some removal. We could really use a board wipe to clear out all this nonsense. Especially, hopefully, before Lauren destroys our entire board. Would be a great time for all of that. Get the War Room. Get the Soul Ring. Yep, triggers the Mana Gorger. Which means we won't really be able to attack into that Mana Gorger. They'll probably attack with it at some point, but... get our Commander. Unfortunately, both of these won't have haste. Get another token. Draw another card. Sundering Eruption's interesting. There are lands worth destroying, and we can make things unblockable when the time should come. We got this Firemane Commando. Trigger all the stuff again. Okay, so I'm thinking boots on the Commando. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, draw a card. I think I want to draw another card, as opposed to getting the extra combats. You know, pumping up the tokens, not the worst idea. There's a 4/4, it gets kind of nasty. Plus with Vigilance. Okay, so we'll send... Oh, that thing's got reach. That's unfortunate. And that's a 9/9. Okay, we probably got to go elsewhere then. We'll put that there, and we'll put this into there. And I think we'll chill with everyone else. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, draw a card. Citadel Siege, nice. Okay. So, next turn, if nothing crazy happens, next turn, we go Citadel Siege, Commander, attack with Commander, and some stuff's gonna get really big. And this actually makes me really excited. A Wrath would be absolutely devastating, but as long as no one has a protection spell, it would set everyone else back quite a bit also. The good news is, if a Wrath goes off, we recast our Commander, and that gets us another card draw. So, yeah, I think Takasha's welcome. Just the fact that it triggers off the Commander makes it just good enough for this deck. Because I was, like, really kind of on the fence about it. But, yeah, if the Wrath goes off, Here's the thing, though. Most people don't play enough removal these days. I'm not expecting the Wrath to go off, to be completely honest with you. We are overcommitted for sure, but... Yeah, and ideally I really want to... like, there was a part of me that did really want to keep that extra, was it, Guardian, whatchamacallit, protection creature in there, because, you know, when you're just playing a creature deck, the fastest way to win a game is someone plays a board wipe and you protect against it, and, you know, it's a really easy way to win the game. Well, that's a 12-12 with reach, trample, indestructible. That is actually a lot of problems. Ooh, opponent, okay. Opponent wants this white player out of here. They'll get to draw a card because they're not attacking us. I can live with that. So that's a lot of damage going into the white player. They'll maze one. They maze the big one, which is not ideal because now that's up as a blocker, so anything we send to it's probably going to die, but... Unless, of course, we drop Sundering Eruption, but the problem is that... Typically, if you want to use this for the non-blocking ability, you probably want to be killing a player, and I don't think we have quite that much damage in this moment. Citadel Siege and Sundering Eruption might kill the Kenrith player. It might. It might. It is entirely possible. 6, 10, 14, 19. Yeah, we have 19 damage before all the pump effects go off. And with 2 combats... Ooh, opponent's gonna let us draw a card. Love that. Yeah, I got another land. Does trigger that thing, though. We are probably going to start losing artifacts and enchantments here in a second, though. Man, 2 giant creatures over there. Sunder the Nykthos, kill the Kenrith? It's not the worst idea. Sundering the Maze. Maze or Nykthos are probably the leading contenders, assuming that we're killing the Kenrith player. The problem, though... The Blinky shenanigans with Lauren is, like, actually pretty scary to me, right? Because, like, our deck is hinged upon keeping all this stuff in play, and the repeatable removal aspect of that. Now, granted, the Kenrith deck does just spiral wildly out of control. I mean, the problem we have is that, like, every deck is strong now, and it's like, whatever deck you leave alive is going to get a really good chance to do their thing. The Kenrith is probably still the worst offender, or, like, the one that's hardest to deal with in all of that, so there's always that, but yeah, but it's just like whatever deck you leave alive, they're gonna get a good opportunity. Were they blinking? Okay, they're blinking the Blade Splicer. If we kill the Kenrith, if we rip something like an Adriana off the top, that could get really interesting. Let's see what the blue player has. I'm more worried about, like, what's in their hand, like a big nasty spell, than necessarily... Well, let's see. It's a blue deck. It could be anything. It could even be a boat. Throne of Eldraine. Choose a color, add 4 mana of the chosen color, only to cast monocolored spells. Draw 2 cards, spend this mana. That's a big setup play, is what that is. Two mana up, could be a counter. Oh. Tapping out? Oh, wait, they still have this thing. Would they spend that mana on? Blue player has 1 source of mana. Final Showdown. Yeah, we have options this turn. Play the spectator seating. That's the easy thing. Yeah, I mean, nothing good is going to stay from that Kenrith player staying in play, right? Can't imagine anything good happens there. Citadel Siege? Cons. I'm going to move this over to here. Sundering Eruption? Maze or Nykthos? They can, like, really survive a long time with that Maze. Although... we have the boots. Let's get rid of the Nykthos. They don't have that many... Maze is a more immediate problem. Nykthos is a longer-term problem. I'm going to go Maze then. Sundering Eruption. Creatures without flying can't block. Pop this Maze of Ith. Go to combat. Let's pump the flyer, maybe? Yeah, pump the flyer, I think. It's an 8/7. Drop the Kenrith. We draw a card and there's a combat trigger. Untap this thing. And this thing. The Oketra tokens work out really well with Inherent Vigilance. Draw a card. Another land. Opponent draws a card. Waiting for the damage. So the thing is that they only have one blue in play. Like, it would take them 2 turns to get a lot of good use out of Nykthos. Like, maybe they get 1 or 2 mana. I'm not worried about 1 or 2 mana. I'm worried about, like, 5 or 10 mana, right? Opponent goes down to 12. Opponent does want to have 1 blocker over there. Keep that in mind. I'm going to Luminarch Aspirant on itself. Citadel Siege on this Firemane Commando. This thing there, that should do it. Yep, looks good to me. Draw another card. Toma Legends, nice. Here's the thing, too, is that opponent... I don't know if they'll want to take out the blue player or not, because then they'll have to go with us head-to-head, and we're in a very good spot right now. Their commander has 3 blue pips, and I get that, but it still takes them... Like, they still need a turn to set all of that up, and they're about to lose even more life. They're going to be very low. And like I get it, Cyclonic Rift is still a card and can do horrible things, but... Because, like, with the Maze of Ith, I don't want... I just, like... I've been beaten by Maze of Ith too many times, and I know Nykthos will beat you if you let it go more than a turn or 2, but... Kenrith down. Pretty good turn. We need to see what opponents have. There could be any number of things that blow us out and slow us down and do all kinds of horrible stuff, but opponents got to make plays, right? We probably start losing stuff to the Lauren, but luckily we've built up a pretty good mass of permanents so far, so... 1 is annoying, doesn't hurt us. 2 starts... By the time they get to 3, 3 is a problem. I don't know that they'll have 3 triggers all in a single turn here, but... Oh no, the music stopped. Let's try 80s melodious hard rock. Let's try modern genty. Archaeomancer's map. Decent card, but ooh, that's one we should put in this deck. That is not necessarily gonna pull them out of this. Reconnaissance is a solid card. Probably losing some combination of Siege, Soul Ring, Flowering of the Tree. I think Citadel Siege probably goes first, in my opinion. Lightning Greaves is usually a very high priority target for a lot of people because that haste is so scary. Plus, you know, just you can't interact with the thing, basically, so... What's the exile target? They're going for the card draw. Oh, wow. I get the want to be greedy and draw more cards and all of that. At some point, I think you have to... we can block this profitably. Oh, they have reconnaissance. It's not going to matter. At some point, I think they probably should have hit us with removal a little bit sooner, honestly. Like before like if they did it last turn or something, just, you know, the way this game now is, things go so fast. Anything you can do to slow your opponents down, you should probably do, right? Like, I get you want to draw more cards, and mono white, that's not the easiest thing to do, but slowing your opponent, buying yourself more time pays dividends across the game, right? Like, that also draws the blue deck, yeah. I mean, the fact that they don't have a third mana up for Teferi's Protection makes me feel very confident in... They could have a random fog, but not betting on it. It's the blue deck that I'm kind of worried about now. Let's see what the blue deck's got. Pray for no rift. A series of spot removal would slow us down, and it would be annoying. But we do have some ward and some shrouds, so that helps a little bit. I did forget to move the boots back to this guy. I did want to keep that guy nice and big. Royal Elemental. Okay. Wasn't counting on that one. Yeah, I can slow us down. There's the land. What do you bounce? No, it's gain control of. Never mind. Taking away the commander. Wow. Okay. I thought for sure it was going to be one of our things. Also, this creates a weird thing where, like, now if we kill this player without killing that player, they get their commander back. And I don't really want them to have their commander back, so that's an interesting play by opponent. I am on the fence about Game 2. Every time I join a Game 2, the Game 2 seems to take like 2.5 hours, and then I'm exhausted and nothing gets done. I mean, we can probably just have 6. I don't think we have that much going on. Flash. Attached to target creature. Creature gains hexproof. It's actually a pretty good card. 2-0 and flying. Yeah, that's really good for 3 mana. Why didn't they protect their they mistimed that? They must have mistimed it. All right, fine. Yeah, get yourself booted up. I mean, I don't know that a very fast deck is helpful. Like this deck is fine, right? It's turn 8 and it's turn 8. We have a decent board and we've encountered literally no removals, so you know. Let me see how the end of this game goes, because if this game, because like with what we have in hand, we don't like truly just kill everyone. And so like if this game goes like another 20 minutes, then I'm probably out for a game 2. If everyone just like scoops in the next like couple minutes, then maybe. This is the theme from Warcraft 2, but metal. Does anyone remember Warcraft 2? Or am I the lone old guy in here? Acquire. There's one you don't see anymore. Search your library. Search target opponent's library for an artifact. Put it onto the battlefield. That player shuffles. Howling Wolf. What'd they get? Ether Flux. Okay, now they must die. You know, there could probably be an additional extra combat card in this deck, like a Waves of Aggression would be pretty sweet. I guess there's other stuff. Morog is good too. Yeah, there's a lot of options. Karlach. The lack of keywords in this deck makes Karlach. I mean, Karlach's always pretty good. Even the budget one, Response Resurgence, because that gives First Strike and Vigilance. More flying with haste is actually pretty good. I think I'm gonna go as big as I can here. So play the mountain. We'll go battle him first. I know we get one more mana, but I'd rather kind of keep the options open. Actually, no, it would have been 2 more mana because of the Oketras. Whoops. Yeah, okay, maybe that was... Yep, that would... Should have waited. Aurelia, the War above. Law above. Oketras. Draw a card. Yeah, this is actually a really big pickup. Flying Haste right here is really good. One flying blocker over there. Let's get the Toma Legends. Draw with the Toma Legends. Showdown of the Scalds is more card draw. I don't know that that's what we need in this moment, though. Who needs boots? That's a 4/5. There are a lot of blockers out here, so things are actually going to get kind of tricky. That's a 4/1. That's fine. Do we just pump the... I'll use the mana into the Signet right here. Seems like a smart use. Okay. Opponent has one flying... but this player needs to die. Let's pump the Aurelia. And we'll pump this guy. Big Aurelia there, this thing over there. It's actually a little dangerous for the Luminarch Aspirant, so I'm going to hold that one back. Toma Legends, Firemane Commando, Raph and Leo, and 2 Aurelia triggers. All right, we got to do our things. Untap that one. Yeah, the Swift, the Lightning Greaves is really awkward in this deck. And I guess that one. Gain 3 life, 3 damage. Draw a card. Sword. Draw another card. Jessica's Will. 3 damage, 3 life. Extra combat. Toma Legends counter. Yeah, the Lightning Helix Clause is the one you kind of forget about, and I don't know. I think this one's... I think the Law Above is a really interesting card. Like, it does a lot of things. It's not like... It doesn't blow you away necessarily with any single one of them, but it's not like the other Aurelia, which... When the other Aurelia shows up, you probably die. This one... It does a lot of little things, which I like. And like I talked about when she first came out, if you put lifelink on her with that 5 creature trigger, you gain 12 life off that trigger, which is ridiculous. And then that doesn't even count the combat damage. So, or is it 9 life? You do 3 damage to each of your opponents. So you gain you gain 3 for each of your opponents and then 3 off the thing itself. So it's 12 life, then plus whatever combat damage you do. That's like an absurd amount of life gain. That's just, it's like not a difficult thing to do. Yeah, she does well in Iroas. Yeah. Yeah, like if you want a lot of creatures attacking, she does many cool things. I will say that she's not necessarily the best in the early, even sometimes the mid game. Depends how much removal goes off. You know, if your creatures have a habit of dying, then she can be difficult to set up. Back to combat. I'm going to pump up the aspirant so that one can get a little more busy. Let's pump up this bigger one. One's gonna draw a card. I'm gonna overcommit into the blue player. I just need to make sure they're dead. If they have like random free spells or something with the Ether Flux, that would be not great for us. You just really want to make sure. Draw another card, draw another card, do another thing. There's Neheb. Firemade Avenger. I've been coming back around to this card. I think for like an Aurelia or this deck in particular. Even maybe not. I think because creatures have gotten smaller, I think this effect is much more valuable. Right? This is a creature that can give you continuous control of the board, assuming no one shoots it. Opponent goes down, they get their commander back. I think we just leave our mana up. I don't feel like we need to overcommit anything. Like a farewell would be... We don't have protection against a farewell right now, so... I think we just sit put for the moment. You got hit with a snapback like 2 weeks ago? It was wild. Yeah, that's exactly what I was playing against. Just all of those, like, do something for free blue spells. I'm like, I don't want to find out what's in their hand and what's not, so... and then get caught on the Ether Flux Reservoir because they gain 2 or 3 life back. The Eternal Wanderer, huh? No more than one creature can attack the Eternal Wanderer each combat. Okay, we don't care about that. We're just going straight for the life total. What's this one do? We do care about this one. Choose a creature that player controls. For each player sacrifices all creature they control not chosen this way. Gross. Yeah, that's why we didn't commit more things into the board. Based on this D-Manny, I'm probably out on that second game because this is kind of dragged on a little bit these last couple turns. That's the problem with Magic Online, like even Commander in general. Turns get exponentially longer as the game goes on. Yeah, 7/7 coming at us. I am going to throw the... Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty good. Blink that, have it come back. I'm going to throw the token in front of that. That's a lot of commander damage I don't feel like taking. Do we have 10 damage? We only have one source of haste. That's unfortunate. We can draw a card at the end step here. not the most useful. Another land is not the most useful. Tome of Legends? Looking for haste. Inferno Titan can get us 10 damage. Actually, really easily. And this is why we run Inferno Titan. Exactly for this scenario. Let's see. I don't think we need to draw any more cards. I can't believe people don't run this card anymore. Actually, we'll do 1 there and 2 there, just in case. Planeswalker down. Boots on the Inferno Titan. I don't think we need to do too much else here. Pump that guy. Sure. I've been wanting to like make good use of Citadel Siege for so long, and this deck is really well suited to do it. Because you get the extra combat trigger, but it's only 3 mana to get this in. Like, Big Aurelia is so much mana. There it is. All right. So things went well for us this game in that we did not get super punished for a greedy keep. We encountered 0 removal. Maybe in the last turn there, I think we got hit. Last turn we got the board wipe. But before that, I think it was actual 0 removal in our direction, which is, you know, it almost doesn't matter what deck you're playing. If 0 removal goes in your direction and there's at least a little bit in other people's directions, you'll probably win that game, or at least, you know, have a really good opportunity to do so. Overall, I actually like this commander. So I was not particularly hyped on the Ninja Turtle set. I love Ninja Turtles. There is a Ninja Turtle blanket on my bed right now, and it's been there for a long time. I didn't necessarily want Ninja Turtles on my Magic cards, though. Those are like separate things. That said, you know, this is kind of all the things that I like on a commander. Extra combats. I like that it's cheap to get into play. It forces you to use things that like you wouldn't necessarily use with Big Aurelia. Citadel Siege was like an old school Aurelia card, and you can still run it, but it's trickier just because, again, she comes down so late. Like when you cast this card, like it basically needs to be the finisher because that's just kind of the play, where this can be in the thick of things and is just much easier to get going a lot sooner. So you can do these kind of smaller value-y bits like Citadel Siege, like Luminarch Aspirant, because we got, I don't know, we got a number of triggers off each, probably like 4 or 6 triggers on the Citadel Siege and more than that with the Luminarch Aspirant, and just, it's a lot of little pieces of nice value. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed this, and the creatures for this deck could be refined so much more. I started just working on this very quickly this morning and looked through a number of things. I feel like there's got to be any number of like good attack trigger creatures that I'm missing. Also, you could do the tokens thing if you want. I decided not to go tokens just because I didn't feel like going tokens, but there's so many good tokens that all trigger on combat. All the goblin cards make a token on combat, and the 2-mana guy that we cut earlier makes the Thopters. All that stuff is really good. So you have, you know, you can choose which way you want to focus. You can focus on the tokens. If you're focusing on tokens, you'll want to have plenty of ways to pump those tokens up. If you're focusing like we are, just kind of more like mid-rangey creatures, then keywords become your friend. A little bit of double strike, some evasion, are kind of the things you're going to be after. I do kind of want that Great Sword of Tyr. Like, Great Sword of Tyr. I think Great Sword of Tyr would actually overperform in this deck. I don't know what we're gonna put in over it, but like, it's just so cute, right? If you do this twice in a turn, right? I mean, this becomes a 4/6 on the first turn that you do it, right? And you know, from there, it's like basically they have to shoot it, or people are going to be taking a lot of damage. Other things I didn't get into this deck, I wanted to get both of the archetypes into this deck, Trample and Vigilance. No, the white one's First Strike. Yeah, First Strike's maybe less important. Vigilance is... This deck really likes Vigilance, so I actually think more Vigilance for this deck. Always Watching or any of the creatures that grant Vigilance are going to be really good. Let's see. I mean, Mural's insane, but I'm going to cut Mural. What are the Vigilance guys called? Lieutenant, it's the Field Marshal? Field Marshal, I think. Anna Pakal, yeah, that kind of gets into the token business. I forget exactly all of her abilities, but the Always Watching Angel also, like, I don't think there's... Like, based on what we saw, those Oketra tokens with Vigilance were insane. You cannot have enough Vigilance for this deck. What does Annam do? There were 5 removal spells that whole game. Yeah, I mean... I think the thing is, like, that's how people play nowadays. Unless you get, like... Occasionally you'll run into a player that loves their removal a little bit too much. But most of the games that I play now are removal light, even more so on Magic Online. And, you know what I mean? I think that's just the state. I was talking to Kristen the other day, and, like, she was basically saying, like, a lot of EDH games are just a race to see who can vomit as many permanents into play as possible, right? Like, no one runs removal anymore. And, you know, I think that's just the state of where we are. Whenever you attack with one or more non-gnome creatures, put a +1 counter on Anim, then create that many gnomes. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously insane, right? It's obviously really good. Yeah, the choices you can make there are many, right? You're going to have to leave some things out of this deck for sure. Is this thing good enough? I mean, maybe we had our card draw set up throughout the game. I feel like maybe this is a cut. I like the keywords that it has, but without some way to pump it easily. And I guess there's a few of those in the deck, but... Field Marshal is in... Let's say the Always Watching Angel. What's that one? Thraben Watcher. What things are really good with Mass Vigilance? Meekstone is really good with Mass Vigilance. Yeah, so this deck likes Vigilance a lot based on how this ability works. Depending on how hard you want to go into this theme, you could start doing stuff like Meekstone. Just as a cute, like, if you have Vigilance, and now, if you have, like, a Thraben Watcher in, and you drop a Meekstone, someone's probably going to have a lot of incentive to shoot your Thraben Watcher. But also, I guess they could just shoot the Meekstone. So, you know, the things to consider. Things to consider. Yeah, I mean, like anything, there's, you know, just 100 more things that I would want in the deck. I haven't really played with this guy that much. I mean, it seems good, but... What can we cut? I do think a big key of that game was that we did get our card draw online. Takasha's Welcome overperformed with the Oketra's Monument, so I think that one's definitely a keep. Hey, what's up? Is Farewell a game changer? I guess we technically have... I'd have to look. I don't know if it's on the Game Changers list or not. All right, one cut. I'll cut this Krenko. I mean, I know he's insane, but we've kind of gotten away from the token strategy. Anyway... Oh, wait, one more change. We'll do the Swiftfoot boots instead of the Greaves. Farewell is now... I mean, Farewell's a disgusting Magic card. The fact that you can choose the modes makes it usually very asymmetrical. Like, Ugin... Because, I mean, alright, so, like, realistically, this is very close to an Ugin, but Ugin, you don't get to choose the modes, so, like, it hits everyone more equally, I guess. You know, if you're playing the Ugin and using it, definitely, you know, it's going to be creating some advantage for you, but, yeah, Farewell just bends the game in a way that is, I actually think, like, Jessica's Will, are things in quick? I'll cut the Ancient Tomb to keep it bracket 3. Based on all that, we do need a land. What's the arena? More haste. More haste, more better. Arena of Glory. Cool. Yeah, I've got 3 Game Changers, so it should be bracket 3. Jessica's Farewell and Teferis are the Game Changers, and I just cut the Ancient Tomb. Cool. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up there. Thank you guys for watching. I actually really enjoyed this deck. I might do something else with this in the future. We'll see. Maybe a short or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it's actually a cute little deck, and I haven't played Paper in a long time. I'm actually kind of tempted to build it in Paper just because it's all of the things that I like doing. So, you know, many of these cards I'm sure I already own, so I probably just need to pick up the Commander and, you know, could very quickly throw a deck together with this. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy the stream, and we'll catch you all next time.